Hello.
So why did we get bumped?
I think there's a planning board upstairs.
Tuesday night?
Or I don't know. There's some sort of meeting upstairs. Did you see all the cars here?
Yeah, I know.
I don't
So I
know.
parked up there, and I was wondering why all the cars were here, but I thought they might have been in the building up top, but But this way here. We're the primary board. And if some board meets outside of their board, except maybe the board of selectmen, then, we don't get bumped. I don't think it's planning board, though. I don't know.
I honestly have no idea.
Whoever it is. Was that in a minute? That meeting thing, I didn't see it.
It should have
So
been.
where is all that stuff? Oh, okay. I'll be back. Okay, I forgot my cell phone there. Obviously, probably want to leave a note. I don't know. Unless the other members can figure it out. So I haven't looked at the minutes, and I'm gonna make sure that I didn't get a little crazy last time. I might have, so. I should look.
I didn't set up down here. I left a little early and Laura set up, so I don't think they came down. So I might have to.
So Rick, did you know we were down here?
I did.
Okay. And
I will be back.
I don't know if we get bumped by another board that is not, it's our night, if we're on somebody else's night, that's different.
Yeah, we're on somebody else's.
No, Tuesday night is on, oh, no, that's right.
Yeah, we canceled last
We
week.
canceled our meeting, you're right, okay, you're right. Hey, take it back, that's right. Help me
What
out.
was the text message the other day about the town meeting? I was a little confused. I didn't know what that meant.
What the hell was it?
It was something about money for the,
Yeah, it had nothing, I thought they were gonna do the 2.5, right, they cannot, they have to do it at an official election on June 7th. So guess who showed up at that thing? My girlfriend was like appalled. She said 105 people showed up at a May meeting. We approved $77 million budget for 105 people. I mean, not very, how do I say it?
but
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
the
way
way
it works.
That's the way people think in this town. No, usually May has 300 or 400 people. And November has 100. Last November had 200 or 300, So anyway, I was there for 2 reasons. One, because I usually am going to them now. But I thought the firefighters thing was gonna be on there. I said, well, I gotta weigh in.
They have to vote on that, and I'm sure it's gonna pass.
Yeah, but it has, like I said, I'm concerned, the only thing I say is, we did a permanent 2.5 override of $1.5 million. Was that just for school? It was not told to be that way.
Yeah, that was just,
Sorry about that.
that was last year, right?
2 years, during the pandemic. You can't just do it only for the school.
Also,
Yeah, we went and we voted against it.
Yeah, so did I.
We lost.
But guess what? The older people were scared to come out, and I thought that the select board made a.
I don't think a lot of people even know about it, to tell you the truth.
Well, yeah, but that was a permanent one, which means that anytime they wanna, if they don't plan right, if they don't budget right, they can take $1.5 million.
Do you have a packet or you need one?
No, I didn't. And I said, this is ridiculous, I mean,
There you are.
they call it, first class corruption, and they talk about other people.
But what bothers me, first of all, they're fucking America's heroes, remember?
Right, yeah. Well,
But what bothers me is that, Gentili, who was the chief for what, 10 years? Never asked for a nickel.
Right.
This guy's been in a month and a half, and he wants
I know.
to override 700,000.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, shut up.
Well, first of all, he
Why don't you get a year on
he
the
only
belt?
asked for 2 slots.
Hello, are you calling in?
But
Yeah, I don't know, where are we?
we're downstairs.
We're downstairs, are you upstairs?
Anyway, because we're on somebody else. Anyway, the bottom line was, what was the comment I had? I gotta look at the minutes to make sure I didn't get too crazy.
Yeah, no, like I said, the guy's been in a month and a half, and he wants to do a $700,000 override.
And he said he doesn't need that much, but he didn't want to go back when someone said, good old Mike Hennessy, well, his campaign promise was, no matter what police and fire want, you're getting it, I'm going like, dude,
I don't think they deserve it.
no, at this point, I'm just.
And the other thing is, it's not like the police. The police, if they need a cop, they need a cop.
Right,
We don't get somebody from Franklin to come over and help us.
right.
But if the fire department needs help, they call Franklin, they come right over. Milford, they come right over. It's like,
Right. And obviously,
I'm sorry.
I'm an older person now, and there's a lot of old people, but I'm saying, the
Yeah, I'm
response from
not.
from my wife was very, very long. It was 15 minutes. Because both ambulances were out. Anyway, but that's it.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's still,
But, I'm saying, like, there's a lot of people with fixed incomes, a lot of people that are worse off than I am. But it's just a principle. We need to, like you said, need to come in, not the first thing we do is.
ask for more money.
Right.
Why don't you just wait
Right.
and see what happens in a
Right.
year? I wasn't happy, so, but I don't, if I can help it, I'm not gonna go to any other towns, meetings.
Exactly.
Stuff.
All right, Laura said she was having some connectivity issues. You can go ahead and steal my spot if you'd like. There's already a packet there.
Are we on?
No, we're just, I just got the Zoom going, but we haven't started yet.
What was the deal on the, no more Zoom meetings?
Yeah,
That was because, there was an incident with the planning board.
Yeah, I'd like to know what the incident was.
I'll talk about it when we're not recording.
I just said, are we recording? You
Oh.
said no.
Are
you jamming me now?
No, I thought you meant on as in, has the meeting started?
right, no.
The
No.
meeting has not started, but we're recording.
Okay, how come I don't have any minutes for last month's meeting?
I was handing them to you. We just got this one.
Okay, I guess the bottom line is then, if it's recorded, you can't talk out of the meeting, right? Got it. Okay, same for the meeting. Although, what was the thing? Problem with 9, yes, you're right.
Indecent
Zoom,
exposure.
no, Zoom has really nothing to do with the Board of Health.
It was because of indecent exposure.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay, okay, fine.
I had no clue. Nobody was telling anybody anything.
Yeah, it was
It's over.
Not,
Zoom meeting, that's over.
right,
no, it was in our town meeting. It was in the planning board it was in the Bellingham Planning Board town meeting. There was an indecent exposure issue.
really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
On a Zoom meeting?
Yep.
Somebody didn't put their pants on?
What, did
Several
they think they
people.
work for CNN?
Several people.
Oh, they probably were against the.
It was a Zoom bomb.
Somebody.
No.
It was a Zoom bomb. It's like one of these it's obviously become more popular because of,
Yeah, but it wasn't
Zoom.
actually a town person or planning board person, did it?
No, it was a
It was-
random
it was a ra-
person.
okay, it's one of those-
How did they get on it?
You could dial in.
It's a public meeting
Right,
for Zoom.
Okay.
So he's able to,
I feel much better about it.
So from now on, that guy gonna just show up and do
yeah.
it. Right, all right, well, it's all.
No, you won't, because they get the guns to do it.
Right. Well, first of all, you'll get arrested first of all.
That's what I
Oh,
said,
yeah,
they
it
get the
was-
guns to do it.
Its face will be all over the place.
Very fun, so.
And we can
Yeah.
profile, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Okay. let's say being,
Laura, can you hear us okay?
She's there.
Can you hear me?
yes, we can.
Okay, you're good.
Okay, I left your package on your chair, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so being 7:05, 7:04, I'd like to open the meeting for the Bellingham Board of Health for May 28, 2024. Myself, Ben Forty, Chair, Rick Gilberti, Vice Chair, Richard Montanelli, Member, Dylan Lamonti, Health Agent, and Laura Renaud, Minutes Clerk, and any other, well, I guess it's no public. Okay, first order of business is minutes from May
Make a
7th.
motion that we accept the minutes from May 7th, no change.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so, yeah, okay, good. Okay, tobacco, food, inspector, anything? Okay, fine.
You know.
What did you think of the Brookline?
Yeah.
I looked at it, I thought it was,
Yeah,
I mean, I like it.
I like it.
I liked it too. I did ask, I did bring it up to town council.
Okay, fine. Have you got any
I
word?
just asked them out of curiosity, I was like, you know, where does this kind of stand? And they basically told me, you know, the good thing is the town of Brookline kind of already did all of the fighting in the Supreme Court and everything.
Right, right.
So it's already been
Yeah,
approved.
it's
So all
absolutely-
we really would need to do in the eyes of council is do the old,
Have a
Name.
town meeting?
Public hearing.
it would have to be a public hearing, of
Correct.
course, but as far as the physical regulations
Oh, yeah, yeah.
themselves,
Change the name.
change the names, call it a day.
Right.
And then we hold a public hearing and then we
Okay.
kind of take it from there. So I'll have to double check with town council on that if
Okay.
we're gonna move forward. But yeah, I mean, they,
I'd
from
say,
their perspective,
you know,
it seemed pretty,
Unless
pretty
the board
simple.
has any difference, I'd say, let's move along. Laura, you could probably make sure that, we change all the town of, was it Brookline, to town of Bellingham, and anything appropriate that matches Bellingham that's in there. And then, Bill, if you want to recheck with council, that's fine, but then schedule a public hearing.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I can schedule like a meeting with town council and just have them review it.
Yeah,
And then, yeah, we should be able
Yeah.
to take it from there.
okay. Because I do remember a time when it happened to be a city of Somerville, where all the towns were copying, cities were copying, they forgot to take Somerville off.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to make a motion that we bring it up in September.
Oh, at a town meeting?
No, I don't want it at the town meeting.
Okay.
I mean, have a special meeting for us,
Yes.
public hearing, but I'd like to bring it up in September,
September,
and the
okay.
reason for that is people are now into summer mode,
Okay,
and I don't want them not to come
correct.
and
Okay.
have only businesses come.
I agree.
I would much rather have everybody show up
Correct,
at one public meeting, so I'm gonna make a motion that we bring this up
okay,
in September. And I would say at our second meeting, everybody's trying to get back to school, get
right,
back,
right, okay,
but I wanna have more people there than we
Okay.
can.
So I think that puts us somewhere in the 20s of September.
Yeah, I mean, I can look at the
Okay.
calendar.
I can, yeah, I can
And-
double check the
okay,
dates. but-
your feelings is, that, first of all, we don't have to go with the flow, we take comment, and then. we
Oh,
do what you recommend.
absolutely.
But the point is, I guess what you're saying, we'll be ganged up with all the businesses saying, no,
I want
And the
people there
people-
too.
That puts us around the 17th of September
okay,
would be our actual Board of Health meeting.
It would be the 17th.
okay,
Um,
then that gives you a lot of
I
time.
think that also gives us enough time to get the word out about it, so
Correct,
that way,
yeah, yeah.
because I don't want it to just be something
It's
that, like,
gonna be,
we're gonna want people to
Oh,
read
yeah, I
it,
know.
you know?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it up front. It's
We'll put
gonna
it
be
this way
bad.
here, when you get up to that little room up there, we may have to reconvene to the top, but it's 250, that room can only hold, I forget, 100, not even that. Then the fire chief comes in and says. it's
Well, I don't know
full.
if they'll put us in there, or if they'll put us in the,
High school.
We can do
auditorium,
the high school, right, auditorium, yeah,
you know,
because we've
because
done that before,
I feel like they might put us there just because that's like,
right.
they
Because
spent
that
all the
building
money
can
on the
only handle
system.
200 and something,
Yeah,
and when we had the
But they-
tobacco thing,
yeah,
that room got closed.
that,
50
the
people
high
can-
school just got a brand new audio system, they're gonna wanna use it.
Perfect.
So, you know, and we all know how big that is, somewhere in the 300s, I believe. you can
Yeah,
see.
probably even more than that, yeah.
Probably more.
Overflow.
Over 400, so I mean, yeah, so
Because
I think that would be more
All
than
the
sufficient.
meetings are 300 to 400, we have no problems.
No.
It's busy, but
Yeah,
it's full.
yeah.
Yeah, okay,
All right.
thank you, Rick, that's a good
That
idea.
was my motion. Let's just vote on it.
Second, okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried. Okay, so that will be our, the hemp thing. That's it.
Smoking.
It's smoking, it's tobacco.
Tobacco, okay.
It's,
We're not doing away with it, we're just, anybody born after 2000 can't buy cigarettes in town of Delaware.
Oh, okay, I thought we already did.
No, we talked about it the last meeting.
we talked about it.
Oh, that's right, yeah,
Yep,
got it after.
Yep.
Got it, okay, yeah. I'm
So-
going back to when the law changed.
Yeah.
21.
Just
18's goodbye.
before we even get into it, just on the next item, the pumping records decision.
Right, okay,
Just to make it even quicker, I got a call shortly after you and I talked about it today from Mr. Marchand's lawyer. He specifically asked if we could move the context of his hearing, even though he's not technically on the docket.
correct,
But he asked that the discussion of his suspension or revocation of permits be moved to our next meeting, so him and his lawyer could be present.
fine, okay. Now, if he,
That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
as I mentioned to.
I've already brought it up to Dennis because of to avoid any sort of ethics violation.
Okay.
I've already discussed
Well, I
everything
have
with
a
him.
problem too, because I've worked for Mike
Okay,
in the recent
Yeah.
year, I worked. Remember, if it was 5 years, I could probably get away with it, right? I think. But it was
Yeah,
last
I'm
year.
not sure what it is
So-
exactly, but I've
Yeah.
already discussed with Dennis how we could move forward with it.
Okay,
And I just figured just out front, we could save that aspect of this discussion for the next meeting.
Mike, got it, okay.
I did, however, still, at the last meeting, you did
So I can
ask,
abstain and it's not a problem.
we'll worry about it at the next meeting.
Okay.
I did go ahead and write up, a regulation. I don't know if it would be considered a regulation or if it's more so just a
No,
motion.
it's really considered like
Um,
record keeping and bookkeeping. What
Yeah,
happens, because of this?
well, but I wrote this up.
I asked Dylan to put something together saying that when the new, we call it licenses go up, we're gonna emphasize the people who are pumpers. You know, you can be more than that, but if you're a pumper, you have a pump license, separate from your septic and inspection and septic, what do you call it? Where you get that from the state? Your septic
It
installation.
would essentially be
If you
septic
don't
haulers.
submit your-
Septic haulers are the people who,
Right.
that is the name of the permit
Correct.
that they pull.
Right.
So people who, they pull people who pump the systems, they pull a septic hauler
Right.
permit. So I wrote this up. You can pass it around, you can read it out loud, whatever's clever. But essentially I took the verbiage directly off of Title V.
Perfect.
That states that, I believe it's, I'm paraphrasing here, you have 14 days
Yeah.
to provide documentation to the approved authority. Otherwise, you will, suffer
Otherwise, if we find
consequences.
out about it, we're gonna suspend our license.
Yeah, so
And the rationale behind that is, since we're bringing up the other case
I also,
in 2 weeks, my thought was, as you say, Rick, everybody has to treat everybody fairly, you know? And since we don't know what records we're getting, because I do have a couple of realtors and a couple other people called and said, hey, the state law says, if you pump 4 times in a year, you automatically fail. So what does the Board of Health do? I said, I don't know. I bet you can't find 4 records in a year in one file, because people don't submit it.
okay.
And the only place I said to Rick, to Dylan was, if you hire the big company in hire stuff, if you hire a own socket person or a borough person, they don't send it here, because they don't dump in Massachusetts. They dump it at the socket facility,
Right.
and they're not required to. Although technically, Mass law said, if you're a pumper, you have a pump license in Massachusetts, you have to submit it to the Board of Health, but they never will. So that's why people, and they used to get a better deal, because Medway charges more per gallon of crap than Woonsocket does it. Because Woonsocket's got that Citadel, it's a phenomenal enterprise. They turn these cakes of thing, ship them up to either Vermont or Canada, and they burn it in incinerators. And it's dehydrated crap. They suck all the water out. They first of all hit it with chlorine to kill everything. But they look like giant, those things you eat, they're like,
So I'll pass on that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, you know, the rice cakes,
Yeah.
they look like giant rice cakes, except they're very brown, of course.
Oh,
But
gosh.
and the liquid is brought in, I don't know where they're getting liquid, you see Senate Road, they're bringing that liquid into the socket. So wherever they're purchasing it, they get a deal.
So what I actually,
Could be less than
what
that.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I wrote this up, I say we have two options here, whatever you guys are most comfortable with. Say option A, if you guys, were okay moving forward, cause I mean, essentially, it's the thing, it's the same verbiage as the Title V code.
Correct.
Except I added an additional line that says, if you don't provide your slips, and we know, when we find out,
We catch it.
that is a suspension of your permit until you provide them.
Right.
If you lose your permit twice in a calendar year in that same way, you no longer get a septic hauler permit in the town of Bellingham.
Okay, does every, person come in now and get the hauler permit?
Only the
Or is
ones
this
that
something new?
trucks.
The ones that, yes, every single person who operates in the town who pumps septic systems should be getting a septic hauler's
Correct.
permit through the Board of Health.
Okay, it should be.
It
Do
is.
they?
Yes,
Well,
that I know
Oh, what
of.
do we know?
we've caught them where they didn't get one. What happened was, somebody else came in like, Title V person, said, hey, it says the Board of Health has a record, they look at the record and said no. And then we happen to know who pumped, because the owner told the inspector. And in that case,
So, and I just wanna make sure I understand, that they're required to have a septic hauler's permit.
right, and they're
Issued
required
by
to submit the
us.
triplicate form, the pink one comes to us. Blue, one goes to Medway,
Yes,
One
those
goes
carbon copy
to
forms.
us, and one goes to the owner.
But they're required to get one from the town.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If they go to Medway and get one, it don't work in Bellingham.
Nope, every town has their own septic license.
Whatever you want us to do is fine with me.
Okay.
I was gonna say either
No,
that, or we could
Let's ask
save it,
this question.
we could save it for next week and I could run it by council. That was the only thing I was
We
gonna say.
can,
It's up to you guys.
that's gonna be pretty straight up.
It would be
Title V.
pretty straight up.
It's never gonna have a council issue.
Yeah,
And I would like to do this before we listen to the attorney and that guy.
that's why I
Yes.
was thinking,
Absolutely.
that's why.
So why don't we-
Yeah, correct.
Why don't we run it by the town council,
Right.
make sure that everything is okay?
Right.
Yeah.
And at the next meeting, I'd like to have it on the agenda up above
Of course,
Yes,
that.
before
yeah.
they're here.
Do you wanna,
So I have one other thing.
yeah,
Do we wait till the license will go up in December to
Rich,
stop this again? Or do
Make a
we
motion,
step?
we accept this
Correct.
as written.
And I'll second,
Okay. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed, to say
Um,
carried. Here's my question. Do we do a separate mailing? Because people have to get this.
Okay.
I don't know how many,
So we come to us tonight.
Laura, do you know how many septic haulers are out?
Council said it's what we did, we passed it, so we all sign it.
I added
well,
some,
the problem with that is if the town council says it's not
Well, we just
valid
made it law,
for whatever reason.
we just made it law, we just voted on it with the board, we said,
No,
yeah.
I understand.
No, what I'm saying is.
So by the word of
Excuse
that-
me, hang on one sec. Can you tell me what you voted on first of all? I
Okay.
didn't get that.
that was the, the write-up that I made today for the,
Yes,
the suspension, the permit suspension if they don't, provide the, pumping records.
correct.
It's that. So do you need me to read it, or do you want,
No, are you accepting it or are you sending it to town council?
they're accepting it and they want me to have it double checked by town council,
all,
and then it
yeah.
will be signed in next week's meeting.
Fine. Okay.
Okay, thank you. And Vinny, you asked how many? There's probably about 30.
That's one.
I
Oh,
understand, it's okay.
That's fine. We'll-
I'd like to amend it saying that it's valid on approval of the town council. So you can sign it if you want, we'll
Yeah,
sign it
you can sign
tonight,
it tonight, that's fine. Okay.
but I wanna just make that motion.
No, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Because that way there, we
Yeah.
won't lose 2 more weeks. And
Exactly.
we won't have it doing it right before when they're here, they're gonna be going.
Exactly.
Really, guys?
Yeah.
I mean, remember, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm thinking the lawyer's gonna say like, that looks like you guys.
Did that for, yeah,
Yeah, right.
I'm thinking I'm not in next week, so.
no, that's smart, I agree.
Is anybody gonna be here next week besides me?
I have.
I am.
No,
I'll
Yeah.
call,
I'll be.
I'll call you at 7.
Yeah,
No,
he'll
that's
call in. That's a.
I'll
Yeah,
call in.
fine.
and-
So, okay, that resolves that, but the only issue is it's approved, town council said it's okay. Are we going to start this,
We
we're
may,
gonna mail that separately, or we're gonna wait till December? How do we wanna do that?
I think we should send it out.
Okay.
I would say, get
Okay.
a copy of that or whatever, or
Right.
the law that you just made,
Right.
and send it out to everybody that pumps.
Perfect, okay.
Send it out to every single subject.
Okay, so we'll send it regular mail, or we're gonna do return receipt?
Regular mail.
Okay, thanks.
Regular mail.
What do you
Laura,
think?
can you tell me, do you have any idea how many septic hauler permits we
That's what I
have now?
I think there's about 20.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, then you can send it out regular mail.
Okay, we'll do regular mail.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, because
Put
certified.
this right here.
Certified's expensive nowadays. It's
It
like
is,
almost,
very
it's almost
expensive.
$9
Oh,
a.
no, it's 10, close to 10, it's 9.98.
Yeah, but we have money. I mean,
We do.
Well, yeah, no, but I'm just.
just all the permit fees and stuff.
Correct.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And that was the next question. How much is a permit for hauling septic?
$100.
100, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I think it's
No,
around
a
there.
hauler is $75, an
yeah.
installer's 100.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
so.
Okay,
All right.
maybe we should look at that next year, whatever, we'll see what happens,
Yeah, that sounds good too.
because they do get 300 a pop. So, 3 systems, they already paid for it, 3 times over. If it's 75, it's what? 4.5 times? Yeah,
We can talk about that. Yeah.
I mean,
I can,
I like it a nice 100, because the
I
other
can
licenses are
happy
100.
to,
I think the installs license.
Yeah.
100 or-
so what we could do is,
Yeah.
I could write something up for the next meeting, we can vote on it and pass it, and then. For that one, it would take into effect next year when people have to renew their permits.
Correct.
Because everyone already
That's
has it for this year,
Correct, yeah,
so,
yeah.
but
And
yeah,
remind me later to throw something into, because,
real quick on, or,
Go
you
ahead.
know what, no, we'll worry about that next week.
Okay.
We'll
okay,
worry about it next week, we don't have to think about it right now.
okay,
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the calendar for June.
okay.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, okay.
Signage. That's you.
Yeah, I think after Earth Day, and, I've been thinking about this for a while. And like we did for tobacco, every public place, every school, it's all posted. Every 50 feet, we have signs, no smoking, fines up to like, whatever it is,
Yeah,
1,000 or 10,000. I
Yeah.
think it's 1,000.
Yeah.
But we have to do that because people say, well, you can smoke right in the sidewalk. And I say, well, you can't if the public's walking by there.
I was thinking, we
Police officers
essentially do the same
Did it
thing.
during 4th of July, because people line up in the sidewalk.
Yeah.
They couldn't go on school property. Come on, and they, Sergeant Rolesfield went right down, said, you can go to the other side of the street. But if someone's walking by and you are lit up, the Board of Health said you're in violation of all of them. You can't have secondhand smoke. So, it worked out. I mean, somebody complained, DPW has to put them up, so they said, well, it's a lot of work to put those up. So Mike Catalano, when I would, with a step ladder and a sledgehammer, I put some up. But, so I'm good, yeah.
If anyone was worried about it, from that perspective, I'd be more than happy to
Right.
help.
What I'm saying is I
Just like
wanted
we did,
littering
but-
signs on all the streets.
Yeah, I think,
Especially the hot areas.
yes. I think,
People street-
first of all,
You're saying you can't smoke when you're outside?
No, you can't smoke in public, when the public is like on a sidewalk. You can't go to like a big.
Public has the right of access.
Right,
but this is, we're talking about littering now.
okay, littering. I
So
want to do the
littering-
same thing. We put up littering signs.
Oh, littering, I'm $7 million.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what I think we should do
Right, go.
is we need to write something up, again, give myself homework.
Right.
Where we need, in my opinion, I think we need to adjust our littering fees, because I think they're way too low right now.
Yeah,
We need to ramp them up, and we need to put signage in our problem areas that says
okay,
fines up to, for littering, up to X
But you
amount,
need to enforce it.
right, right.
and then we'll enforce
So
it.
what are the fines now?
Laura, do you, I believe it's
Well,
100, 200, 300.
For regular and 300 for commercial property. So if you litter on Market Basket Lot, that's 300 all fine. For them, and for you, basically. Um,
Why would you find them?
well, in some cases, what they do is they don't pick up their barrels, they just let the lid blow. all over.
So it would
We find
be,
them.
so in the,
'Cause we
I
can't
wouldn't,
catch everybody, there's no cameras there. You know?
so if I see someone throw it on the ground.
Right.
And at Market Basket, I find them $300.
Correct.
I don't then go into Market Basket and find them
No, no,
$300 again.
That's where I was going.
Right.
Where I would find Market Basket $300 if I show up in their parking lot is filled with trash.
Correct.
And no one's out there cleaning it up.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, your parking lot's filled with trash. Why is, like, you have a cleaning crew that goes out every day.
Right.
Why is it not clean?
Right.
That's the $300.
Well, they actually have a cleaning crew that comes out with the sweepers at night when they're closed.
Yeah.
Right, right.
And they clean the whole parking lot.
Right.
Yeah,
But they don't go onto the
But it's
grass now
not-
because it's been there all day. So they have to clean the grass. So there's a landscaper that does that. And I've been telling them, you need to ramp it
some
up.
stores have workers, like, they'll send crews out
Correct.
to clean up around the
But
parking
that lot
lot
up
with
there
trash.
uses the sweepers at night. I've seen
Yeah.
it before, that's
Yeah.
how I know.
Home
They come in
Depot-
around 1 in the
Home
morning.
Depot does.
Home Depot uses the sweepers, but they
Stop
also
and Shop
send
does.
people out and
Yeah,
clean.
correct,
Stop and Shop has a whole cleaning crew,
correct.
cause they're RK has like cleaning, so,
So, and
Yeah.
they're the one that spilled.
but needless to
Stop
say,
it.
I think we need to, A, ramp up our fees,
I
and
agree.
B, put signage in our problem areas that says
Right.
we have ramped up our fees,
Right.
you will be fined.
Right.
And then we're
And
gonna
maybe
start enforcing it and handing out fines. to
Every
people
way
for it,
into
so they know
town,
that
like we
we're
have
not
one Medway that's been
playing
up
around with
since.
it.
Police and man, and I go,
I
and
think
give
you're
out
there.
fines, there's no better. There's very little better.
Right.
But when you get the places where you just the signage and nobody enforces it, you let it-
Right,
right, it's okay to put up signs, but if nobody.
Oh, yeah, no.
No, but there's
Police
like
officer.
15 or 20 places that the signs
Yeah.
will have to go up.
Yeah,
And I think DPW does the signs, and they're not gonna be real thrilled about us saying, let's do 15 signs. Let's say that.
But they have the machine.
Yeah,
DPW has the machine.
yeah,
to make
put it this way, yeah, like Dylan said, I got a post driver, a 2-inch, a 3-inch. And probably a 1.5, but I can use 2 and 3,
Yeah.
and I can drive that thing in. The only problem is, here's the issue, the DPW does it for a reason, they have to post that area, dig safe. Because if you go through and cut a fiber,
Right.
you know, it's big.
Yeah, when you
So
wanna do that.
Dylan and I would get in trouble, you know. And,
That's
and,
okay.
and put it this way, yeah, I'm just, as I've been reminding you, Dylan. Yeah, we don't have governmental immunity if the DPW is tasked with that because they have to mark dig safe.
Yeah.
And then they have to wait 72 hours, so.
I mean,
Not a
I
big
think
deal.
regardless, it's
But
not
we will
something
pay
that's
for
gonna
the
happen
signs, we have money
overnight.
for that.
But I agree with you, we already have I know we have money and I already wanna order more signs.
Right.
I think Dennis actually said he might pay for it, but,
Great.
signs for, additional no swimming signs.
Okay.
Around the beaches, cause we were having that weird issue
Right.
with the water testing over at Silver Lake.
Right.
So maybe I could kind of loop that into
Right.
one
I did
order.
get one in our government email, and it looks like it was in violation, am I correct? It was high,
It was very high.
very high, okay, so, you know,
And then we tested it twice afterwards and a third time this week.
okay,
Speaking of, the day that they were supposed to do it, I didn't even make it to Silver Lake. I was around the corner at a different inspection and then showed up as they were leaving. And then narrowly made it to Arcan. But the next time, because it's a
I
weekly
wanna
thing.
go, I wanna watch them do it, but I did find Arcade Park, and I did
Okay.
find Silver.
Yes,
So I actually went to those places, and I do have a question on that.
Yep.
When I went, it was a beautiful day. It was during the week.
Yeah.
There was 9 cars at Arcane.
Right.
Nobody was in the water, but they were there.
right,
And out of the 9 cars, 5 were out of state.
we're out.
They were Rhode Island
Right.
cars. Now, do they have to have a permit to be on that property from
Yes,
Bellingham?
they do.
Yes.
$15 if you're a resident or non-resident, to bring your car in to park. And you can't park in the street and walk in, because people live there, they don't want people parking.
Right,
So I know for starters, I can really, in all
Actually,
honesty, I can
25,
really only
yeah.
speak on Silver Lake, because that's the one that I have experience with.
Yeah.
I know that with Silver Lake, at certain hours, there is like the senior tax off workers.
Yeah.
At certain hours, there is a senior tax off worker working at the gate that is checking permits
Permits.
and making sure people are paying for permits or day permits, whatever, doing that. However, at approximately, I would guess between the hours of 6 to 8 p.m., senior tax off worker leaves, gate's still open.
Yeah, it's open
So
till
from,
dusk, right?
so it's open until dusk.
Right. So
That's when the
8:30.
DPW comes around and shuts the
Right,
gate.
right,
So from that point, there's not only no lifeguard,
Right.
there is also
No gate monitor.
there's also no gate monitor. Arcand, I'm not even sure, if I would have to double check. I'm not sure if there's a gate monitor, period.
I don't
DPW
think
would go down there. That's what, because I know guys go out and fish.
Right.
That's mostly at Arcan Park. They fish down
The
there.
water's not as good, so that's a good fishing spot.
Yeah,
Good spot.
Arcand's,
that's
yeah,
good one.
Arcand's a good fish, but I think they stock it too,
Right, but Arcan also is where they do,
besides the point.
there used to be a lady in town, she's not alive anymore, but she used to run the swim program, was at Arcan. Because the water is really.
About a
shallow.
foot and a half deep,
Yeah, that's barely.
and it didn't look, it didn't look real good.
No, it is
It was
pretty ugly looking.
dark and it
Yeah.
had.
And
Some
one
kind
of
of
the-
algae.
You wanna know the craziest thing is? Arcand is historically and statistically the cleaner of the ponds.
Right. Because there's very little septic, it's all sand. The problem is, there's a lot of algae and iron in the sand.
Now, where do
It's a
you get the
water
permits to, be allowed to go in?
I think.
I believe it's the DPW.
DPW.
It's not us.
It's not.
Cause I actually had cause I had a woman come in who was asking about it, and she was like, I'm from out of state, but I know I need a permit, where do I go? And I sent her to the DPW.
Correct.
So, yeah, that's kind of a bit of a tricky situation slash, I don't know if it's even, would it be DPW jurisdiction or?
Well, here's the reason why most towns, any swimming is the Board of Health. So this lady's familiar with towns and states, like Rhode Island, it's a Board of Health, state Board of Health. You don't go to a town, you have to go to, put your thing and send it to the state.
Yeah, cause it's all in Providence.
It's all problem.
When they put on a lifeguard.
Right.
Who pays for that?
Lionsgate.
Oh, the Lions.
So at Silver Lake, when there's a lifeguard.
Right.
The lifeguard is there during the hours of the YMCA camp.
Mhm.
They will also work on the weekends when the camp is not there, especially throughout the summer.
Right.
With that being said,
Courtesy, right.
it's more of a courtesy on the weekends than it is there. And so they'll have the buoys out and they'll divide it. Half goes to the kids at camp, half goes to the town swimmers.
Now, there's a building down at Arcan. Do they use that to sell stuff out of, or
No.
is that a
No.
water pumping?
It's a
I think that's a
pumping
pumping
station. Or the kitty, what do you call it thing?
No, that's
Flash
not,
fire?
no, he's talking about Arcan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a building
either one, there's no sales there. The
No.
only sales that would occur, to my knowledge, is when like an ice cream truck pulls around into Silver Lake.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
And those are already permitted through
Correct,
us.
those are permitted. Right.
So,
Let me just update, because this was several weeks ago. I don't know if you called me or I got an email. And, Dennis overread, that's fine. Initially, I think it was an email saying, hey, we want to open the park. We should have specifically said, we want to open the park for the swings and splash it.
there's a place
But I said,
at Silver Lake.
You have to
Park.
seriously worry about, I'm saying Dennis made a mistake. It was so cold. People aren't that smart. And they don't realize 75-degree water will give you, 70-degree water will give you hypothermia, okay? So if it's below 50, you'll get it in, and you go up to here, or even here, you'll get it in less than 3 to 5 minutes. We lost soldiers, extremely athletic people, extremely well, how do I say it? Educated people. Yeah, except they didn't realize the Florida Everglades at night, it's below 50 degrees in the water. And we lost 6 soldiers, what do you call it? They were doing a training mission. And how do they get around it? They had to clear the Everglades. So you could bring a medevac in. And they still lost 6 and 25 seriously injured. They end up having, like serious rewarming techniques. But in any event, So I got nervous. I said, no, you gotta think, Board of Health, best management practices. I have a skill in that area about, hypothermia. I said, absolutely not. You can open it, but I want a barrier. And I don't know if Dan's did it. I want a barrier across the sand.
He put a,
No
there was a sign
swimming.
up, and that's why I was
Right.
saying
Good.
I
And then
want
he
to get
said,
additional
go ahead
signage.
and open up, because Jesse went to him and I said, not unless the people are educated, raise a sign or a barrier
Yeah.
tape. To say, the water's not open, the park is open, not the water. Because that
So
was
we
the
want to
coldest
get,
day.
we want to get more, Jesse actually had a pretty good recommendation, so to piggyback on that, getting those signage for closing the lake. And then we could just, he said that, we could store them at that watershed there.
Perfect.
And so he was
Yeah.
like, if there ever comes a time that we need to close it because of a high spike,
Right.
we can just pull them out. God forbid, he was like, if you're on vacation or something and one of our DPW guys need to pull them out, they don't have to go chasing over to the town hall to get them.
Correct.
They're just there.
Right.
So
That's a
they
good
can
idea.
just pull them out, set them up,
Right.
and then so that's for, so yeah, so.
Because it's all about.
I'd be more than happy
But
to
it's also
look into
public
that. I was
safety.
already, honestly, I was already looking into it. I just,
Good.
yeah, so I'll get some confirmations on numbers and pricing and everything, and we can
Good.
discuss it at the
Okay.
next meeting.
Well, not reactive.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so, next thing, we have no old business, no correspondence. CBD, we're holding that, or is that you want?
That was, we're still holding that because that was pretty much the brook line,
Okay,
so.
let me throw this in with, it's kind of like, it should be old business from the past thing, but it probably wasn't on there. It's probably 2 meetings ago. I'm concerned because I went in there to Hilltop and I asked the guy, I said, hey, I haven't seen the girls and Mr. Gerwitz. He said, they retired.
It's old. Didn't they sell?
Well, that's the issue. So Dylan, when this guy supposedly the license was transferred to him, but this year it's already paid. The rude awakening is when Laura sends out in December, he can't have a license. He's within 1,000 feet, 200, he's within 500 feet of another business. So, that's gonna really,
For the
we
business.
cannot give him a license, because guess what? We stopped BP from a license. Remember all the hearings? I don't know, you weren't here, but Rick, were you here for the hearings on that? Okay. Well,
I
can tell you
know
right now,
about it, and we drive past it, and there's
Once-
always closed.
and
So cool.
well, they got closed because they tried every lawyer known to man. They brought somebody in from another state saying, they're good people, you gotta give them a license. I said, you can't, you're within 1,000 feet of the school. So if we refuse to give that person a license, and we give one
What license are we talking about?
tobacco license,
Okay.
sell tobacco. If we give Hilltop that and we know it was sold, I'm going like, someone just has to find out, we're dead meat.
Well, what would do up to a lawsuit?
No, I agree
Yeah,
with
do we
you. I
want to say like sue us? No, we don't want to.
I think, yeah, Laura,
And Rick would say-
we'll have to double check it with council, but I think we're pretty much gonna have to do exactly what Vinny's saying,
Right,
where just at the end of the year, we can't give it to them.
correct.
And we just explain it to them now.
Did they fully buy the business or are they renting?
If they're leasing it, that's fine. You can
I
do a
think
lease.
they explained it to us like
Okay.
they were leasing it.
Okay.
But
If
we're
it's a
going to
lease-
have to double check.
But if the lease is for a year, this year, and all of a sudden next year they're purchasing,
Yeah,
the minute, in other words, what I'm saying is,
the minute they purchase, they lose the
has to stay
grand.
on a lease. He just leases it to him.
Yeah,
It could be just like a sale.
No.
You own it. It's like a car you lease.
Right.
They own the car, but you basically own it because you have a lease.
and you're driving it every day.
You just keep the lease going. If it's too much paperwork for them, too bad. Because they're gonna have a rude awakening that we have rules. We
Yeah,
can't change the rules for
if
one
there's
person.
a change of ownership, they
Right.
lose their grandfathering,
Correct.
just like BP.
Correct.
But until then, they're
Right.
okay.
They're okay.
This
Yeah,
weird,
I didn't want December 31st to come up and all of a sudden they go like, we totally can't have a license, because,
well, no, we're just gonna,
I think you should put it
Tell them
in
now.
writing to them,
Yeah.
yes,
what's gonna happen in December.
correct,
Yeah.
yeah. That way they,
done.
You're covered, we're all covered.
we're all covered, yeah.
Alright,
And we're treating everybody fair, and we have that in the whole saying, if BP attorney comes back and says, hey, we say, no, we sound a lot of,
Yeah.
they're aware of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we said like, they're leasing it under the old name, whatever, that's
No
fine.
cops, yeah.
on
I
the
think all we
agenda.
have is bills.
Right, okay. Yeah, bills.
I'll
Okay.
make a motion, that we accept Solomon VNA Hospice in the amount of $670 for May of this year.
Second,
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
All right, I make a motion that, ServSafe in the amount of $10 be approved for Dylan.
Oh, sir. Oh, yeah, it's my allergen awareness class.
Thank you.
Yep.
I make a motion that we accept.
Second, okay, all those in favor say aye.
I
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
I'm already signed.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna put it in the folder.
I make a motion that we accept the Amazon business bill for 2547.
second,
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
I make a motion that we accept Home Depot in the amount of $479.
48.94.
48.94.
I got 48.94.
Yeah, so do I.
What is
Wait,
it?
wait, wait.
Oh, I think it's because it's several items.
Oh, it's several, okay, fine. Okay, wanna do the grouping on it, Rick? Just,
It's, here, hold up, it's,
For three separate
It's a
bills.
couple of pages, but only one of those is our bill.
oh, okay,
48.94.
48.94, not 479.
Yeah, 4894.
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye, opposed, abstained, so carried.
It got a little confusing, sorry.
Hey, they do that, they.
All right, this one, don't know. which one.
What, MH?
Oh, that's just attached to that, even though it's
Okay, fine.
all one bill.
It's all one bill.
okay, yeah, that one's over.
I make a motion that we accept the Massachusetts Association of Board of Health in the amount of $100.
It's a dues, or,
Yes,
Yeah, it's
maybe
the-
mine. It is,
that's fine, that's fine, okay. You second?
Or no, that's the,
This is it.
Oh,
book,
the book, okay,
the book.
This I did.
that's right, okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, so carried.
I make a motion, we accept the bill from ADC Septic in the amount of $540.
North 2405. ADC is 2405.
It's a total of all of those bills. They had each
Okay.
pumping
It's a
done.
total, 2405.
Yeah, I think because
So is that a betterment, doesn't it?
it's a betterment.
Rick, it's 2405.
Well, I'm looking for it.
It's the
all
total
together.
of all
The grand total.
All of them together.
All of them together, we're gonna make a motion to pay them all.
Okay, 24.
Second.
Okay. Oh, second, okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye, opposed, abstained, so carried.
Got a little confusing in my head.
No, yeah, that was,
Yeah, you gotta sign the word.
Take my time.
Okay, we have a bunch here too, so.
So we
let's
have
see.
plans for review, right?
yeah,
Plans for review.
I think I might have, I'm not gonna lie, I think I might have accidentally signed one of them, not realizing that it had to be reviewed, so I figured
Are they repairs or new?
they should all be repairs.
They're
If
repairs.
it's new, you can sign on.
Yeah.
You know, the
But I,
board should still see it,
Yeah,
but.
I
new,
figured worst case scenario, they get double certified.
Fine.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
You know,
They haven't gone out.
I make a
Yeah, no.
motion that we accept Chuck Coshavias, 201 Pine Street,
Okay,
disposal system repair.
okay.
I make a motion that we do Chuck Coshavias, 201 Pine Street, Bellingham, Mass. These are all done.
oh yeah, you can, it's all the
It's
same.
three,
That's
they
really.
have to
okay,
sign.
Who seconded it?
Yeah.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It's just the
Opposed,
physical
abstained, so
plan,
carried.
Okay, this one's,
There we go.
Yeah, just right there, just underneath them, just right there, yeah.
all right, I make a motion that we accept the storage disposal system, 501 South Main Street for Mark A. Perry.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed,
Aye.
abstained, so carried.
This is for you. You, that was confusing.
There's three.
Lots of
Got it.
signatures.
Yeah,
I charge too much signature.
Yeah,
Right? I signed so many things, we just got a signature stamp in the office for Laura to just,
yeah,
Just-
yeah, just make sure though,
signature.
you know,
I make jokes, I'm like, you better not take a loan out of my name now.
yeah, right, well, we also don't want
Just the
to
one, this one,
stamp and sign something that ends up getting,
just the one on this one.
Is it only one?
should be more than one.
I only see one.
Oh,
Okay, that one was voided. Oh, it's that one, it's this one, and then, oh, this was.
One might be a problem if you're
Also.
sending one out to install, we wanna keep, we don't have to have the signed copy, but all three copies should be signed, so we have room for error. We can copy the copy after, but
Yeah,
if they're not signed.
I'm all done. I signed everything.
oh, there's two.
Okay, don't you know?
There was a second one hiding.
I used to like it
And I can
sometimes,
find it.
I used to like it sometimes, the agent would flip
I was
it
gonna,
over,
I was
it
gonna
would be on the back
hand
of
crank
the
there, right?
Or they put them on the opposite page. We always like to sign technically,
Where is that?
sort of, but, you know, below the,
That was Laura, that was the plan that printed out massive.
Oh, yes, correct.
She's watching Jeopardy.
Many folds to it.
let's see, now I'm gonna find out. There we go. All right,
I think that's,
so there was three, right?
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
Can I make a motion that we adjourn?
Second,
Hold it,
Aye.
hold on, I gotta sign this one, that's okay, I'm fine with it. And Dylan, I guess I'll walk up with you.
All right, have a good night, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Laura.